Mr. Speaker, may I move that a bill for an act to establish the Abuja Broadcasting Corporation to provide independent and impartial broadcasting services for the general reception through the Federal Capital Territory and for related matters be read for the second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker. In compliance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I brought this bill. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria recognizes Abuja as a state and also vests the legislative powers in the National Assembly. Therefore, I deemed it fit, legislating for Abuja Federal Capital Territory, to bring this bill that we may fill the gaps and provide all the legal framework required for smooth administration of the Federal Capital Territory. The bill, Mr. Speaker, seeks to provide legal framework for the establishment of Abuja Broadcasting Corporation, like we have in the various states. Presently, broadcasting in Abuja is not regulated or guided by any form of legal regime. It's free for all, done by everybody for all. The NCD regulates for the whole federation. Therefore, to elevate the status or to bring to be the status of Abuja as that of a state in the broadcasting industry, this bill is very, very necessary that they may have the legal regime, the legal framework to do that. The bill covers purely FCT and no more. The bill seeks to give guidance, legal framework, upon which broadcasting in Abuja, be it television, radio, perhaps any other new device that may come, will be regulated. It also exists in other states. You have Lagos State Broadcasting Commission, you have Abia State, Plateau, and all whatnot. Therefore, Abuja should have theirs, not only regulating that, and also defining what workers therein will be. It's a very straightforward one. It's also in trying to do that which the Constitution bestows on us. As the legislative house of FCT, we must bring that and many, many other more, so we may have a smooth and clean administration. I therefore urge my colleagues to fill in the gap. Mr. Speaker, you'll observe that most agencies that ought to be in Abuja remain absent due to prolonged military presence. Now the military are no longer there. We have no reason in this democracy not to bring Abuja to the required desire of those who crafted our Constitution. I therefore urge my colleagues to please pass this bill and not just passing it and make haste to see that the Constitution comes to exist. Otherwise, persons operating in the broadcasting industry will not only just be doing it illegally, but will do it without any form of regulation. I therefore move, Mr. Speaker. The chairman rules and business, but it's highly misconceived. The Broadcasting Commission he's talking of regulates the entire broadcasting modalities in Nigeria. He's aware that there is Benue Broadcasting Corporation, there is Broadcasting Corporation of Abia State, there's Lagos State Broadcasting Corporation, and the Constitution he quoted gives Abuja the status of a state. And National Assembly to make laws for Abuja, we are merely asking for Abuja's chapter to monitor what goes in Abuja. The one he's talking of monitors the whole states, what they do. Mr. Speaker, you agree with me, there is Plateau State Broadcasting Corporation, there's one in Benue, there's one in Lagos, there's one in Abia. Of course, there are also workers and all whatnot there. They are bound to operate as per the state. Whereas the, just like saying, because we have transport ministry of the federation, we should not have transport ministry of a state. I mean, if Abuja remains a state, for all indications, they must have what will guide them in various departments. I appreciate his effort, but I want him to look at what are the efforts of the Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation. Who are they to monitor? It is the Broadcasting Corporation he's mentioning that monitors that of Lagos, that monitors that of Abia, that monitors that of Rivers State and whatnot. Are we going to deny Abuja having their own now? And therefore, I think it should be let to go. I want to canvass it fully. There is no confusion. The papers are clear. The law still remains that for you to be licensed, you must go through what the rules and business cited. I have not talked about licensing. If I apply for a radio license now, I must go through one source. If I'm broadcasting and the content of the workers and all whatnot must be regulated by somewhere else. It's just like you buying a vehicle, you want to license the vehicle. There's a source. But as to how you operate on the roads and all whatnot can be done locally. For example, if I buy a vehicle now, I go and register it, I could register in Lagos, but there's a source. But how I drive it and where I park it and what I do about it is done locally, state and all whatnot. If Abuja remains a state, or is deemed to be a state, why are we going to deny them what other states enjoy? The laws are very clear. There is no confusion in it. But just that what they seem to be interpreting the thing out of context. If you look at the totality of this bill, or the HB, we are not talking about licensing and all whatnot. But, for example, there are also people who work there. The essence of public hearing is for experts. The essence of public hearing rules and business and leaders is for experts to come and look at it. Rather than stepping down to set up a committee to look at it, will be wasting our, I'm right, sir? Yes, I'm right. You agree with me, I'm right. We'll be wasting our legislative time. Therefore, let the committee look at it. I'm not talking about licensing. I'm talking about when you are licensed, how will you operate in Abuja? What will you do? What manner of hate speech or love speech are you going to put there? What manner of thing, how are you going to pay your workers? Do they have a right to strike or whatever, or collective bargain? That is the prerogative of the state. Therefore, we are in line, we are in order, we are not offending any, there's no infraction in the laws or the Constitution as done. Therefore, I plead with my honorable colleagues that what is good for the goose is good for the gander. Let's allow this pass so that Abuja will also enjoy that status as Lagos enjoy, as Benue enjoy, as my own state enjoys. They all have their various names in their states. In Abia, it's called Broadcasting Corporation of Abia State. Therefore, I pray that you put the question, let it go there so that we may have the status I so submit, Mr. Speaker. Speaker, you said it all. In my opening speech, I said with all sense of legislative duties, in compliance with the constitutional requirement, if we must keep Abuja as a status as a state, and what is bestowed on us to legislate in Abuja, that was my opening paragraph, that we are doing the needful as required by us. Rather than allow members to go home and read, it's been published, that's why it's on notice. The issue of long title and content is a matter of the committee stage. That's why we have standing committees. That's why the matter is also referred to relevant committees. After studying, they do a public hearing. The committee could change the title entirely. Therefore, put the question, send it to the committee, and do the needful. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
No problem. The committee is best suited in the process of conducting the public hearing to make appropriate recommendations to the House. So I'll put the question, and the question is that the bill be now read a second time. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. Ayes have it. Clerk is invited to read the long title of the bill.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish the Abuja Broadcasting Corporation to provide independent and impartial broadcasting service for general reception through the Federal Capital Territory and for related matters. Second reading.